Hey guys! So today I'm gonna do something that I hardly ever do, which is make a TBR. I'm such a mood reader that anytime I make myself a TBR, I'm like, but like, I should read this completely other book that's not even on there. And yeah, so I just usually never make TBRs because it doesn't really work out in my favor anyway, but I figured I'd go ahead and make one for December just because December is busy, and at least if I have a set stack of books, I can not have to stress about what to read. And these are all books that I'm pretty excited for, so let's just get into it. The first one is a book I recently bought, and that is An Illusion of Thieves by Kate Glass. And this, it seems reminiscent of Between Two Thorns, which is one of my favorite books. It's the first book in a series, and I've read the entire series. It's a Split World series by Emma Newman, and it's so good. And this is just giving me similar vibes, like the cover and stuff. And basically, the very first sentence on the back was like what sold me. Romney escapes her hard-scrabbled upbringing when she becomes courtesan to the Shadow Lord, a revolutionary noble who brings to all laws and comforts one's reserved for wealth. And I was just like, so we got girl, courtesan, and basically sounds like a Darkling type character. Am I wrong in saying that? I don't know, but that's what it sounds like. But anyway, it's actually a reread, and that is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. And I recently reread The Bone Season, I think a couple months ago, and I just really want to reread this. That way I can finally read The Song Rising for the first time, because I still haven't read it. Because these books are just so intricate and complex that you really have to reread them to know what the fuck is going on. And since finally I think we got news on book 4, I felt comfortable going ahead and reading them. So I definitely want to get to this. The next book I have is Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reed, and this has just gotten so many positive reviews, and I know it touches a lot on performative activism and things that are just, very prevalent right now in our world. So I'm really excited to read this, and I know it's pretty short too. And I've heard from a lot of people that it's extremely, it touches on these extreme topics, these extremely important and heavy topics, but it's also apparently very funny, and I'm excited. I love funny books. They're the best. The next book I have is The Extraordinaries by T.J. Klune, which my friend told me I need to read this because I love T.J. Klune, and also because this is all about fan fiction. And if you guys know, I'm obsessed with fan fiction. It's my favorite damn thing in the whole wide world. So I'm really excited to read this. Another reread, this is The Reader by Tracy Chee. I read this a couple years ago, and I really, really enjoyed it, but I never continued on with the series, and I just want to reread it. And I remember how much I loved it. And also, on the bottom, every so many pages, there is a word. I'm trying to find an example. So, see how there's a word right there by the page number? That happens every so many pages, and if you write them all down, it spells out a secret message, which is super cool. I think that's just really a fun idea. The next book is Exile. It's the second book in the Keeper of the Lost Cities series by Shannon Messenger. I read the first book, I think last month, and I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I was obsessed. So I'm really excited to continue on. I went out and bought the next 5 books. So I loved it. The next one is We Unleash the Merciless Storm by Taylor K. Mijaj. This I reread the first one a couple months ago, and I want to get to the sequel so that I know what happens. And I really enjoy this story. It's just a lot of fun. The next one is A Time of Dread by John Gwynne, which I love John Gwynne. I've read the entire Faithful of the Fallen series, and those books are huge, right? And this basically it takes place in the same world, but it takes place 1,000 years later. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the descendants from the characters in the Faithful and the Fallen series. So I want to see what's going on there, and I'm really excited to see if there's certain descendants of this one couple that I really loved in that series. We have The House of Hades by Rick Riordan, which this is the 4th book in the Heroes of Olympus series. And this is the one that follows fucking Nico. And I just really want some Nico in my life. I really, really need some Nico. That's all I want. That's all I care about. So I'm ready to read it because I want all that good stuff. And basically I'm really excited. And then the last book, well, no, not the last book, second to last book, is Legendborn by Tracy Dion. And this is basically an Arthur retelling, but it's like twisted and stuff. It's like an Arthurian retelling, I should say. But it's just gonna be good. I love King Arthur. I think it's amazing. So I'm excited. And it's been getting such high praise and everything lately. And my friend read it, and she's like, you have to read this as soon as possible. And I was like, okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to read that as soon as possible. And then I have one more book, which is a book that I am buddy reading with my 2 friends, Rachel and Sarah. I'll pop up the cover here. The Dark Tide. And all I remember, I had like sent us her TBR, and I was like looking up the books on Goodreads to see like what they were about. And I looked up that one, and I read the synopsis. So I was like, okay, done. I want to read that one. And I put it in a hold at my library, which just came in this morning. So I have it. I have the ebook checked out from my library. So I'm all set to go on that. I am so excited. But yeah, that's it. That's my December TBR. Yeah. Da-da-da! Yay! Okay. This is a book haul. Do we do this in TBRs? I don't know. I don't film these. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and stay safe and be kind to each other. And I'll see you later.